Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm sitting outside of the library right now because I want to go spooky book hunting. It's September and so I know October is right around the corner. I want to start prepping for fall in terms of all the content I want to consume. I have about 1 hour to go through and browse the entire library because I have a work trip next week. So I'm gonna go get my hair cut and then I'm also going to paint my nails today because they're starting to chip and I just want them to look a little bit more presentable. Once I have my physical TBR and all of my to be watched and to be done activities, I want to create like an arts and crafts project, basically like a bucket list. I think that'll be really nice. I feel like I've been having headaches this week and I don't know if it's because of my screen time or because I started dialing down the caffeine I'm intaking. It's probably because I stopped drinking coffee, and when I stop drinking coffee my head naturally hurts. Hence I have some water with me on today's journey. This is my fun drink of the day. It's a tea, but decaf tea and water. Bunny trail. I didn't mean to like go so into detail, but yeah, I'm just gonna walk into the library and see what I can find, see what treasures this library holds, and then I'll update you guys when I'm on the way to get my haircut. Let's go. I am on my way to go get my haircut. Every time I go to the library, I think I'm gonna be there for less time than I actually am. So I'm running like 5 minutes late, but I think it's okay. I'll be there pretty much on time. I do want to say that the library trip was really successful. I walked out with 8 books. Maybe only one of them was planned, like in my brain of what I thought I was going to be reading this fall. I'm really excited because a lot of the books are either books that people recommended to me, my friends, and I just never really felt the urge to buy them. Having these books from the library, they're free. I can try to read it, and if I didn't like it, no harm, no foul. I also wanted to mention that for those of you who don't frequent the library, you can actually place books on hold before going, and they can actually have them there ready for you. I have a few other books that I've placed on hold, but I'm still in line. I'm still like way down the line for a lot of them. It's very handy. I actually recommend doing it because it's basically like shopping for books and waiting for delivery, but when it gets delivered, you go pick it up at the library. They typically put it under your name, so there's a specific spot based on like alphabetical on your last name where they will place it. So then when you walk into the library, if you don't have time to browse, which like I know browsing is my favorite part of being in the library, if you don't have time to browse and you want to make sure the book you want is already set aside for you, you can do that. Go pick it up easily and then check it out, and it's really quick. I forgot to mention that the reason I want to get my hair cut, it feels kind of dry. I like to feel fresh for the season, so I typically will cut it in the fall, in the new year, and then in the summer. I think I cut it like 3 times a year. I can tell when it's starting to be a little bit more unruly, but this is the current state of my hair.
A few inches later.
That's what it looks like compared to before. But anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program. Where I cut my hair, there's a Whole Foods next to it. I went in because I needed ketchup. While there, I decided to get some teas, as stated previously. I don't want to drink coffee every day because it starts making me feel sluggish eventually, and then the caffeine doesn't do anything. So I got these two. They have them at Whole Foods. And it's just like hot apple cider tea and then pumpkin spice tea. For the days that I don't want to drink caffeine, I got these 2 bad boys. So I got the cinnamon apple spice, which is caffeine free. And then I also got honey chai turmeric vitality. So I think that these will be good to like reach towards when I want a fall drink, when I want something a little bit special. Technically I'll just be drinking flavored water, but cozy flavored water. Not to promote unhealthy eating, but I'm home and I wanted something quick to eat. So we are going to be eating this spicy and creamy ramen stir fry style. I actually really like it. It's probably my favorite stir fry style for sure, and maybe one of my favorite ramens. You know, when you're in a quick pinch, you want to get some food in your system, and this is what we're doing today. but good. Cinnamon. I like it. Hello guys, good morning. It's the next day. I ended up going to Costco after I got home and ate some lunch yesterday. After that, I was pooped. Like I didn't do much after I got home, but I did want to note that I started writing down all of the things I want to do in autumn already. I have a basic layout of my fall bucket list that I want to create. I've kind of laid it out here. I have an activity section of things I want to do, the stuff I want to read, the movies I want to watch, split by genre, so if it's horror or more rom-com-y, and then the shows I want to watch. I'll start working on making this prettier. For now, I did want to show you guys the library haul. This is what I got at the library. I'll start off with the 2 paperbacks that I got. So the first one I got is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And I'm gonna be really honest with you. The reason why I got it, well, obviously it's like a major classic for everybody to read, but I did see recently the, what do you call it? The movie trailer for the movie that's coming out for this book. And I was kind of really interested in it. So picked this bad boy up in case I have the time to read it. We'll see where it comes in my ranking of books that I want to read and in what order. Secondly, I got Dracula. Now, trigger warning, this face is crazy. This is Dracula. I really want to read it. I haven't got myself to purchase the classic yet. I want something vampire-y and I need to read OG vampire. Like, I need to know what it's all about. So I got that one. That's probably on the top of my list. I got horror movie. It just looks like an 80s horror movie, and I thought the vibes would be pretty good. I also picked up First Sly Wins, which I've actually been told by a friend to read this, so I thought I would try my best to read more books that my friends recommend. So yes, going to try to read this book. This is probably at the top with Dracula in terms of reading order. I also picked up Middle of the Night. This is obviously a very popular book on the internet. Oh, by the way, all of these books that I picked up, I did not search their ratings anywhere. Like, for sure, I don't know what these are rated. I don't know what people are saying about them. So if they're terrible, don't tell me. I'll just DNF it. But yes, Middle of the Night. I know this is a popular book because I've seen it all over Barnes & Noble and the internet. I don't know if it's necessarily like very popular in good ways or bad ways. And in like the last like horror genre, I would say, I picked up Whistle. And the reason why I picked this one up is because it said terrific by Stephen King, or like Stephen King said that it was terrific. So that, and also it is new to the library. They got it June. So yeah. The next one I got is Rouge. I was interested in this book because I read Bunny by the same author, but I didn't really like Bunny. The ending for me kind of fell flat. So curious about this book, but didn't want to purchase it. But also, it's set in La Jolla, and that seemed very interesting to me that it's a San Diego-based book. Then last but not least, I've seen this book everywhere. It's called Table for Two. And because I've seen it everywhere... Can you guys hear my cat? Yes. Last book I picked up, Table for Two. I don't even know if this is fall. I don't even know if it's based in the autumn at all. But I've been seeing this book everywhere and I'm just super duper interested in it. I don't know 100% what it's about, but I remember thinking it's like, oh, it's a collection of New York stories, most of which take place around the year 2000. Consider the fateful consequence that can spring from brief encounters. Because I got a lot of horrors, I thought it's still, even if it's not very October-ish, I thought it would be a good time to read this. So pick this one up. This was the library haul. I got a total of 8 books. Now, how many of these am I going to read? I mean, obviously I didn't get them to not read them, so hopefully I will read a good chunk of them. Now, I do want to show you guys the ones behind me in my physical TBR, so let's just move on over. Ideally, I would read all of the fall books on here, but realistically, I don't think I can. However, I'm just going to pick out all the books that I think could be a possibility, and then I'll start ranking them in terms of like what order I think I'd read them and if I really do think I want to read them now. It's going to be quite rapid fire. I'm not going to say what it's about because I don't really know what they're about. The first one is Shadow of the Wind. I think this would be a very good one to read. I heard it's kind of mysterious. I think The Personal Librarian might be a good pick in this time of year. Tender is the Flesh sounds spooky. It's in that horror genre. Oh, Never Whistle at Night. I think this is a must read for me for the fall. Rebecca. I think this gives off autumnal vibes for sure. Probably just Frankenstein out of those over there. So from this shelf, I think that maybe Vampires of the Norte would be a good one to read. Vampires, autumn. Maybe none of those. Honestly, Two Twisted Crowns. Either during the autumn or winter, I think, because I read the last one in winter and it does give winter vibes. Twilight. Okay, let me start by saying I'm doing a reading Twilight vlog, or I'm hoping to do a reading Twilight vlog. So, I'm gonna be reading Twilight, which means I will also be reading New Moon, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn. So, already here, this is like, can take a week or it can take a month, depending on how much I'm reading. I grabbed this from the shelf. Also on the shelf is these two books. So we have Lee Howard and the Ghost of Simon Pierce Manor. I actually purchased this because of TikTok. So literally worldwide #1 Amazon bestseller and TikTok famous with millions of views. There was a video of an old man trying to sell his book and nobody would purchase it. Somebody purchased it and thought it was really good and then told all of TikTok. It blew up on TikTok, so then everybody on TikTok supported him. Now, cute story, but it's one of those books that I bought just because of TikTok, not because I was 100% like interested in it. I haven't read it and it's been a couple years now, so I'm just gonna try to read it at least. Like I have to at least read it or try to read it, and if not, I'm gonna have to say bye-bye to this book probably, because it's like crazy that I bought it for a TikTok video. Also, The Shining. This is also one that I'm probably gonna read for sure because I picked it for my work book club. So, and then from here, I feel like Enchantra would be a good fall book because it's spooky. It's a spooky romantasy. And maybe from here, the autumnal vibed books are A Deadly Education and Murder Your Employer. We have, I don't even think I can lift it. Can I? You're kidding me. There's no way I would read this in 2 months. I have a full-time job. There's no way. Plus, also, before I even, let us not forget that I just came from the library and got, what am I doing? Okay, I'm going to sort through these and think about which ones I truly think I should read and will read, and then I will come back to discuss. this is my fall bucket list. I'm actually very happy with how it turns out. I have a little pumpkin, I have a little ghost, and then each section, also I painted my nails. They're a little bit more refreshed. But each section has like the activity section, book section, movies, and then shows. I just wanted to walk you guys through what I want to do this season, especially starting off with the activities. A couple of goals I have for this season is to keep it manageable, but also remind myself to go outside a little bit more, do some activities, create some memories, because it's so easy to just stay home and be cozy all day. With that in mind, a couple of the things I want to do is go apple cider tasting. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of apple cider things lately. I don't really know what apple cider tastes like. I want to go apple cider tasting, and then I also want to bake something new. I don't know exactly what I want to bake yet, so I just put bake something new. In my last video, I baked pumpkin bread for the first time, and that was really fun and it was really tasty, and I loved the feeling of creating something from scratch. I'm thinking maybe like apple cider donuts or something along the lines of a fall pastry that I want to learn to make. Then next on the list is to go to a local farmer's market, because I've been wanting to go with my friend and we said we would go. So yes, farmer's market, I have to go. And then I also want to go to a drive-in movie theater to watch a horror movie. I actually, one, have never gone to a drive-in movie theater, but two, to watch a horror movie, that it just sounds so fun. Something I learned that if you want to go to a drive-in movie theater, by the way, is that you might want to buy a portable radio. These are like 10, 20 bucks, and you can dial into the radio station while you're at the drive-in movie so that your car doesn't have to be idle the whole time, because I guess your battery can die and things like that. So a portable radio is a good idea to have for emergencies, just to like dial into local news. You should have one, but I don't have one, so I'm gonna buy one, and then I hope to take it to the drive-in movie theater. Next on the list is to have a fall picnic. I think it would be really cute to actually have a fall picnic deeper into the woods. I'm pretty coastal in the area that I live in, so either I have a picnic nearby or I like to go to the beach. But because fall's approaching, I think it would be really fun to go more into the woods and have like a woodsy picnic, eat some apple cider donuts, have some pumpkin spice latte or some sort of tea. I just think it sounds really fun, and it's also technically free if I bring everything from home, so I had to have that on the list. Similarly, in that genre of things, I want to have a fall hike, so go hiking. Again, I typically go hiking along the ocean, so I think it'd be really fun to go do one of the fall hikes that are nearby in the woods. Last but not least, I think it would be really fun if I attended a local fall festival. I googled it, and I guess around me there's a lot of different fall festivals in the different towns that are near me. So I picked one out, and I think it'd be really fun. It's free, by the way, some of these local fall festivals. So I think it'd be really fun to see everybody enjoying fall and see the fall theme and just like really get into the season. For the books, we already discussed my book problem earlier today. I showed you guys my books, and I showed you guys all the books I plan to read and all the ones I was thinking about. But the ones that made it on the list are Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn. So again, the Twilight series, I have it right here, ready to reach for when I want to read it. And then also I have The Shining, Frankenstein, Lee Howard and the Ghost of Simon's Pierce Manor, First Sly Wins, Never Whistle at Night, and then also I had Whistle and Dracula. That's the selection. That's the ones that I really will try to read. Like earnestly, I'll really try to finish those books, and if I finish them and want to select different books, I have a pile to choose from. For movies, these can be thought of as like two different genres. So the way I split it up on my movie section is right here. If you draw a line, these are more horror, and then these are the more cutesy or like just fall vibed movies. So starting with the horror movies, all of these I haven't seen yet, or if I have, I don't remember them. And I just thought it would be a really good time to sit down and relax. And also for those of you who have boyfriends or friends or roommates, I think it's fun to create this section with people you might be watching the movies with. So my boyfriend and I did this together, and we settled on the horror movies Sinners, which is actually a relatively new movie. The movie Heretic, which, side note, I really like watching the main actor in Heretic, Hugh Grant. I'm interested to watch him in a movie where he's not the main rom-com lead. So yeah, I really want to watch Heretic. And then I also want to watch The Cabin in the Woods because it's comedy horror and I feel like it's something everybody's watched. And I think I might have watched it before, but I don't necessarily remember it too much. And then also, you might have noticed I said I wanted to read the book The Shining. So once I finish that book, I do want to watch The Shining movie. And then some of the more classics that we want to watch this year are Halloween and then Alien. As for the more cutesy, maybe they're slightly fall themed or like barely at all, but the ones I really want to watch this fall are Silver Linings Playbook, because for some reason I've never seen it and I feel like I'm missing out. And then I also really want to watch If Beagle Could Talk. I've heard a lot of good things about that movie and I honestly don't know too much about it, but I want to go into all of these blind because it's always fun for me not to know what I'm getting into. I think it's really fun to be surprised when it comes to books and movies. So that's the second movie on the not horror side. And then I also want to watch October Sky and lastly Crossing Delancey, I think it's pronounced. So yeah, that's this section, my movie section, and then back down to the shows. This is the last section of the fall bucket list, and I have 2 shows. So I want to watch the show What We Do in the Shadows, which is also a comedy vampire series that I've been meaning to watch. I just haven't got into it. So I think that this fall time, I really will be prioritizing watching that show. And then also The Outsider, which we actually started yesterday and we're pretty much halfway done. So I do think we'll cross this one off the list. That show actually stems from the book The Outsider by Stephen King. This was actually my first Stephen King book I read and I thought it was okay. I thought it was interesting. It was a little bit slow and it wasn't as spooky as I anticipated. I actually did get a nightmare once, but like, let's not talk about that. It's not as spooky. It should have at least given me 5 nightmares maybe, but yes, The Outsider. I'm so happy with it. I thought it's so cute. I had a really good time coloring it too. It's a physical thing I can hold and tell myself to, you know, check some of them off. They're like to-do lists and I, like, as much as I hate admitting this, but I love to-do lists. I think it'll be really fun to see at the end of the season what we did, what we were able to accomplish, and then share it. I feel like it's cute. Oh, I'm gonna go back and put the year on it so I don't forget which year this bucket list was for, but I think it'd be really cute to just have a bunch of bucket lists every year and then just have them for memories to be like, yeah, that is the year we did this or that, and I don't know. It's very cute. I loved it. So I recommend doing this. It's a good way to not be staring at a screen all weekend. It is a good way to think about what you want to do in the fall and not let the season go by so quickly, because I feel like if I don't plan this out, I can in my head say like, oh, I want to visit pumpkin patches and I want to do this and that. But then by the time I realize it, it's already Christmas and then I've missed my opportunity to do all of these things. So hopefully this way I'll actually get to them. I'll actually do what I said I wanted to, and I'll have a really good fall. Also, I'll probably be vlogging a lot of this, so if you're interested in seeing me do any of these fall activities, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.